All right, that should be streaming. Turn on Keep Your Eyes Ahead by the Helio Sequence, which I've been listening to a lot of lately. And okay, yeah, looks like we're tracking all right too. Make sure I can hear it all right. Pretty good chance that this will get sniped just because. Oh, hang on, my audio is way too loud. Test, 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 test. Yeah, that sounds all right. Yeah. Okay. So, see, this is a year ago now. 2, maybe. Yeah, it would have been about 2 years ago. I did up this model of a CR-10S with some modifications that I made to it, or that I wanted to make to it. And I got all the way through printing, like, let's see, I printed most of the electrical enclosures. I don't think I printed this. In fact, I may not include it on the finished model because I don't even use the user interface anymore. I just do everything from Octopi. But this drag chain down here on the bottom, turns out that design is just crap. Like, allowing it to flex in both directions. Terrible idea. Should never have done it. And there's no real mechanism to keep it from counter rotating too much, which is dumb. So today, my goal is to tear the thing apart. Well, not tear it apart, but get a close look at this old model and then redesign it from scratch. Because even with, hang on, I think it's comma, there we go. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, oh my goodness, a lot of equations. I forgot about that. But yeah, this is it's pretty old modeling practices, frankly. So you can come right side up if I control 7. No, I had it over the top. Interesting. That's weird. Anyway, let's go make a new one. Actually, hang on. Oh, this was the clever thing that I did. Was having a planning and control sketch. And a lot of equations too. Yeah. Probably don't need that much. Like, a lot of this stuff should be single move faces, like, to clean up the bodies, but I think 6.4 6 millimeters. Ooh, that's a lot of clearance. It's probably more clearance than it needed. Oh well, that tracks. Start millimeters. And start with a couple of control sketches. Saying, well, let's do a sketch from the right side actually, and do that control sketch thing that I had before, because that was a good plan. It was among the few, like, right and correct things that I did. Okay, so I want to limit my max size to 70 millimeters. I need to limit my. Oop, no. Even if you could, oh, you can't say no. Yeah, so I think I'll design, I'll tell it, let's see, I want this much like clearance, maybe. I think the last ones were 15 millimeters, so let's say 2 millimeters on either side, give myself 11 millimeters on the inside. Then I can configure my clearance height. And I should be able to, if I shrink that down to like 50, ooh. Give myself kind of a minimum here. Let's say 50 is probably alright. Maybe it's better to make that a driven dimension. And control the unit length. Other driven. Okay, and now we control link length. I have no idea if I can actually fit that. Like, if I can even design that shape. If you wanted to, even if you could, oh, you can't say no. You can't say no. Can't say no. Okay, so got that fleshed out. Do a quick top sketch. Oh, come on. Oh, I picked the wrong plane. There. Sketch. Things moving a little slow today on SolidWorks. So the reason for adding a point there, actually maybe I can do it without a point. Select midpoint, and I have it pierce that? I can. Cool. I like it when that happens. So now I can control my profiles and say how wide do I want this thing to be. I want to say it was 40 millimeters on the other one. That's really wide though. Let's go take a look at it. How wide did I make this? 40 mils. How much space did I leave? Only 8 mils. Interesting. 8 mils is not that much. It's like a third of an inch, roughly. 3/8. A 762 is 300. So yeah, about a third of an inch. I'm going to select this chain real quick and give me some concrete profiles to work with. So now, in the front plane, I can do this with that. Mirror. Select midpoint. Pierce. Select midpoint. What? Oh, I can't pick a midpoint for an edge that's on my sketch. Select midpoint. Pierce. I always liked doing it this way. It seemed like you could get a lot of control with just sketches. Now I gotta figure out how much space I want in the middle there. So let's say 30? That gives me 5 millimeters on either side. That seems okay. should almost do a little more control on this one. I don't think I need to. And now I could go back and say this is overall width. And it'll just produce a new global variable for me and automatically tie it so I can use it elsewhere. Or it should have. Overall width, thank you. Should have done that automatically. There's a good chance that I just bungled a setting somewhere. There we go, automatic. Okay. Now we say... what's this? This is the 11? Or no, this... Oh, so this is the link lane. Man, something is really crunchy in the background. I think I need to close some of the stuff I've got open. These are some other parts that I had open for reference. Okay, should be quicker now. Yeah, there we go, quicker. Equals. Oh, you gotta put the equals in front. I forgot about that. Max outer diameter. That's too complex, OD. Okay. Make an equation that time? It did. Okay, so you just put the equals in front and everything works just fine. Call this vertical capacity. And then this will be the horizontal capacity. I think the reason I did a whole bunch of math on the previous one is because I thought, oh, I'm really going to need this to make sure that I can have it fit exactly where I need it to. But this sort of pre-sketching thing seems to sort of skip over that by just having SOLIDWORKS do the math for me, which seems a lot nicer. Okay, random messages, all's well. We'll call this the horizontal profile sketch. This is the vertical profile sketch. And this is the front profile sketch. Well, I should call it top and side. Side, top, front. Easy. Ooh, I forgot to save it. I'll call it the E-chain. Just because that makes sense. Well, updated E-chain. Okay, so let's do extruded boss. Let's see, because I have all these now as reference. So I can just tell it, take this sketch and extrude it by a global. Overall width. Easy peasy. Extruded cut. Take this one. Through all both, flip-sided cut. Wink. And here's the part where I realize I should have made this more detailed, but I can't really make it more detailed if I'm controlling the later sketch with it, so I'll just have to hide it. maybe a good argument for um, a 3D sketch to start, but those get messy. Wow, 2 millimeters is not a lot, is it? Here's what I'm going to do. I'll do an extruded cut on the top plane. And I know that I don't want them to over-rotate down against each other, so if I have fingers that meet up exactly on the axes, then that should be okay. But I gotta make sure that I'm clear on both sides. Which means I also have to have my internal cutouts done. So we'll do an extruded cut on the top plane. Like this. Ooh. This just might not work at all. Midpoint. Yeah, hang on. This just might not work. Ooh. It's gotta cut itself in half. Can I make that work? If I, like, trim things down a little? Yeah, I don't think that'll work anyway, because it'll tell me I'm creating 0. I'm creating edges that have more than 2 faces touching them, which is geometrically impossible from a solid standpoint. I almost don't like having that down there to start with. So let's do... I guess I could just trim it short on the outer surface. Yeah, hang on. Okay, we'll use this to determine pin size too. Make these two equal. Make that construction only. And then we're going to do some silliness. More messages. Oops. I must wonder. Ah, just updates and things. Make that coincident. Maybe I can use the slot edge as like a starting point. That'd be convenient. Shrink that down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Watch this. This works how I think it will. Then it'll be really cool. If it doesn't work, then you'll have a good excuse to laugh at me. So we'll mirror that. Whoops. Got to pick a mirror line. Oh, I can't use that edge, dang. Okay, so I have to draw another edge. No biggie. And mirror. Select a chain. Select that line, and then mirror again. And we'll say 6 millimeters because that was a fine pin size last time. Make that linear. Make these concentric. Oh, whoops. No, I just realized what I've done. Those can't exist there because I accidentally made them concentric with the thing they shouldn't have been concentric with. Whoops. That's fine though. I should be able to just mirror this guy and it'll pop him over in the right spot, and then I can apply constraints as normal. Concentric. Yeah, fixing the center point of an arc is usually a really bad idea. It tends to make things difficult to work on later. Make that maybe 3 mils. That's probably about right. Yeah. Now, add that line and use that as a reference over here to do a quick Alt-E parallel. Am I going to have to do that on both sides? I'm going to have to do that on both sides, yeah. But that'll give me a really firm exit sketch and rebuild anyway. Actually, hang on. Why is it telling me I can't? This sketch isn't projectable. I'm just going to exit sketch and have it tell me what the problem is. No problems found. I think it's because I made that as a new symmetrical thing and didn't just tell it to be, oop, not tangent. Don't be tangent. That's not what I want. I want you to be equal. It's a sketch and rebuild anyway. Phooey. It still breaks. Hey, yeah. Some people do stream SolidWorks. One of them is me. I won't say I'm professional. I like to think I know what I'm doing, but, you know, it's just something to do. And I feel like there is maybe a little bit of a dearth of information about how to do this stuff properly, really. I mean, I'm not saying it would have helped me as a student because I'm not the sort of person who watches streams from the start anyway, but I can see why some people would be interested in it. So, you know, something to do. So let's come over here, got the basic profile, and then I'm going to start making modifications. Let's see. Ooh, I can quickly extend this guy down. Trim all this stuff off. Make that there. Mirror. Extruded cut. Yeah, this'll work, I think. Oh, hang on, no it won't, because this has to be 50 degrees over here in order to mate correctly, otherwise it's just going to be a solid link. I think. Yeah, I don't think that can be mirrored because then they'll just all fit together, which isn't exactly what I want. Let's make those parallel. Parallel. Whoops. Wrong edge to make parallel too. Yeah, certainly seeing different workflows and like, pretty sure that's a spam bot. Remove. Okay, so I need to make these symmetric, but I'm not sure it'll actually, like, if I tell it to be symmetric, is it going to break things? No, it just makes them symmetric. Cool. Oop. This has midpoint constraint and a symmetric constraint. Gonna get rid of both of those. Make these equal. I think that's right. But that's still gonna leave me with just a tiny patch connecting them. Who's sending me messages? Oh goodness, beyond measly things. Ugh, random memes. Yeah, I think maybe I need to actually double the angle over. Because if that just goes up against a hard stop, that won't be enough. But I need it to be hard stops on this side, because otherwise it won't have enough room. So let's make this 2 mils. That's still enough for 5 layers, which is thick enough. Okay, so rather than being parallel to that edge, I need to be symmetrical about this line. Nope, not gonna work. What if I draw just a random line right here? We all said hallelujah. It's a good song, good album. Symmetric. Yeah. That works. I think I can even do a whatever angle that is too. 140, which is just gonna be like, hang on. Or I need to know the angle from the angle from vertical. That's what I need to know. 50.75. Okay, yeah, I think I can actually print that too, so. And this stuff is all useless, as is this and this. And I'm remembering now that the best way to do converted entities cuts is using selected contours, because that way you don't, like, get any weirdness with, you don't get any, or you get less weirdness if the contour changes, as long as this is still referencing the same entities, it tends to break a little less. So, let's say that that is, yeah, that's fine. So now we'll do an extruded cut. Pick this contour, say it's equal to the overall width minus the horizontal capacity over 2. Have to deal with SolidWorks scanning all the way to the end of the end a couple of times. Whoops. Over 4. There we go. Yeah, that looks about right. Ooh, but I need, in these profiles, I'll make that. That needs to be construction, and this needs to also be construction. Exit sketch and rebuild anyway. Don't care. Show me what breaks. Nothing breaks. Of course it doesn't break. Let's see. If I come to this cut extrude and tell it to also include that edge, and then skip up before it. This is going to be a really gross way to do this, but I kind of want to see if I can. We'll add a point up here on the center of that face. An axis from that point and that face. I'm pretty sure this isn't, like, nobody should actually model this way. But I'm curious to see if I can. About that axis, do this cut. Whoop. Just two, please. Yes, it does work. Love it when I get something stupid like that. Stupid like a fox. Okay, let's do horizontal capacity. Let's bump this up to like 34. Give me some real skinny stuff. Yes, cool. Extruded cut. Top plane. Make those construction, and do some mirroring. Select midpoint of this guy. Make it coincident with the midpoint. Why is that? What? Hang on. Why? Select midpoint. Ah, I can't select the midpoint of this one, so I can't use it as a reference. So I guess I just have to convert it. So we'll move this guy up. Oop. Move him out and away. Or, better yet, add a point and use that. As like a go-between. Yes, now it's defined. Why do you not want to be a midpoint? This is why I don't like slot entities, because they tend to just do weird dumb things sometimes for no good reason. Make that perpendicular. Whenever possible, it's good. Oh my goodness, why? Still won't be horizontal. Why? Ah. That's why it won't, is because it's linked to that. Durr. Of course it's something silly like that. Okay, so now I can control width and verticality. So now, mirror once, and mirror twice. Ah, but it's not going to work at that level. Okay. Are those both independent? Yeah, they are. Dang it. Okay. Not quite so easy. Midpoint. Midpoint. Actually, I probably don't need the point there. I can just... The only reason I was needing that point was because I thought I needed it because things were breaking, but I bet I don't actually need it. Midpoint. Yes, okay. roughly that. And I'm just going to pick some lines to do this. Ooh, no, hang on. I don't have to do this the gross way. I can use the top profile sketch to find things. I want to make that tangent, but that's actually going to be detrimental because I've got that midpoint constraint there. So I'll get rid of that. What I can do is pick that face and say collinear. And it's in the right spot at least. Make these equal. Oops, collinear, not perpendicular. Do some tangency making, make sure everything fits just fine. Got a midpoint. And that position is just going to be whatever, that's fine. And now we're decided by what radius we make that inner fillet. Features, extruded cut. Through all. Splink. Oops. Fill it, please. Thank you. Let's say 2 millimeters. Exit sketch. Sweet. Nothing breaks. Ooh, but that needs to be moved first. Offset to the tune of probably 0.1. Me. That point. Okay. Mirror. Features to mirror. This one, and this one. About the right plane. Didn't quite work. Oh, it mirrored the move face, but not the cut. Circular pattern, and the move face. And that cut extrude. Can I tell a geometry pattern and see if it does better that way? Darn. That move face doesn't want to exist. Doesn't want to apply itself to this. That's annoying. Whatever. I'll just brute force a little bit. Flip direction. Whoops. Flip direction. There we go. Okay. Extruded cut. Top plane. Show my top profile again. Let's see. I can use my front profile. Give me a point. Be coincident there. Here's that guy. Now it's in the right spot. Yeah, probably better to reference to the profile. And then I need the side profile. Pick the center point there. Pierce again. Straight cut. Through all. And now we've got our two mating faces. Finish hiding all the garbage. I should make that fillet bigger, shouldn't I? Should be like, is it gonna break if I do 4? If I do 5? Wow. When did I start making robust models? Linear pattern. Just as a check. Front plane. Spacing and instances. Make this equal to link length. Make it length 3. Pattern seen only. And I can pick the front plane again and go the other direction. Just 3. And only bodies, and only this one. Oop. Forgot to reverse direction on one. Flip the direction. There we go. Evaluate. Hang on. Wait. Interference detection. Calculate. No interferences. Sweet. Do I even want to bother with... How much space have I got? I've got 4.8 millimeters. And that gets smaller if I make this smaller. If I go from the side profile and say, hey, what if this was less? That's like 1.6. I get a little more meat. Yeah, that's alright. It's not amazing. So we'll call this the side profile extrude. Profile cut. The interface cut rotation point. If I could spell point. Axis. Or what is this? Oh, interface cut. rotate, copy, interface cut. 0.1 millimeter clearance, move. This is the floor clearance. Mirror interface cuts. Clearance move B. I should call the other one. Clarify the naming a little. Trim floor. And linear pattern check. If I come here, show this for a sec. Access through here. I just need that point in the right plane. Circular pattern axis. I think I could just grab it straight out of the D4 side profile. Actually, we'll call it segment angle. Segment angle at side profile sketch. Circular pattern. Circular pattern axis. Bodies. This one. Instant spacing. Oop. It's segment angle at side profile sketch. Gotta let that populate now. Cool. Direction 2, other direction, symmetric. Appearance detection. Calculate. Nothing. Sweet. That only took me like 45 minutes. Not bad. I'm getting better. Although that does have kind of a narrow overhang, doesn't it? I'm not a huge fan of that. If I delete face on these bottom two, delete and patch, show preview. Untrim floor. Nope, that's a bit of a... Nah, it messes with my head more than it should. So now... It's only accessible from one side, which is a little annoying. But it's also really small, which is nice. Yeah, keep those suppressed in the default config. Profile features. Base features. Oh, and that should be a little smaller. The back should be maybe a little more. Ooh, I can't just... It'll only bend away from the floor, which means I can't affix things to the floor. Whoops. Hmm. Ugh. It's a little frustrating. Which means I do need a cap. I don't have any zip ties handy to tell me if that's how reasonable that is. I could do something where I cut kind of a T shape. So how wide is that? So that's 5 millimeters. How wide was it in the past? 3 millimeters, or just under 4. I hope this makes sense by the time I finish coming up with it. Here. Construction. So I think what I want to do is basically make a little sort of T-hook thing that sits in the top. And I realize that I just haven't spoken at all for the last several minutes. Should probably end the stream, actually, because at this point, I've modeled a drag chain. Or at least a single link of one. Let me call that 0.2. Come up with the thickness for this, say probably... It's going to be... or not link length, but... don't I have one for the vertical capacity? One for the overall height. I thought I had one. Did I not have one for the overall height? Don't try to make that a cut. It's going to try and make that a cut. Don't do that. Cut it out. Okay, how is that set to be 15? Oh, I don't have an overall height. Equals overall height minus vertical. Did I forget? I did. Which means I gotta go back. Critical capacity over 2. I wonder why it does this. It's such a strange behavior for software to do that. Build. Oh, what's it complaining about now? Make sure that's always like a millimeter above it, and then it'll be fine. Pierce. Use those as control points to locate that. Symmetrical. And then define this as whatever thickness I want, maybe 4 millimeters. Then we do a quick select chain, that edge, mirror, features, extrude cut. Say probably 3 millimeters. Or 4 even. What does that leave me with for length there? Only 2 profiles. It's not that much. Equals D1 at cut extrude 5. That'll make it just exactly as thick as the cutout I made. But don't merge the result. Oops, forgot to make a midplane. Durr. And then I can just use offset faces to shrink a little bit. But only in the places where it matters. Which is really just this one and this one. Well, and maybe these two. Flip direction. The bottom. Make that like 0.2-ish. Don't auto-select, pick only the body I want you to. The other direction. Overall height. Minus vertical capacity. Over 2. Just those bodies. And now I have a little interference plug. It'll push fit right into there, and it'll clip around the top. I can drag these down to the bottom. Hang on. Oh. Just needs to go there. Quick unsuppress. That body to the mix. Show me what it looks like. If we suppress that and show the other pattern instead, we can also see whether or not, see how it bunches up when it gets up close there. Oops, hang on, what did I pick? Oh, just that body too, thank you. Not bad. Okay, well, I've been going for about an hour now. I think this is a good place to start, at least. I mean, some aspects of this maybe are messier than normal, but how quick that was to put together, I'm pretty happy with that. If you're watching this later on the line, thank you. If you watch this during, also thank you. Yeah, that's all I've got for tonight. Have a nice morning, midday, evening, or night. Boink.